It's been a while. Yes, I feel like I finally figured it out, or I'm finally figuring out why it's so hard for people to stay consistent when it comes to something. For example, I make gym videos, and I've always been like, it's so easy to go to the gym 3 4 times a week and train, build a nice body. And guess what? The last 6 months, I haven't been training at all. I go to the gym maybe once a week, and I pay a gym membership. I mean, I don't see that it's a waste of money. It's just I've been paying for gym for the last 5 years now, so I don't really feel like I'm wasting money. It's just a place where I can always go, right? But I feel like I finally figured it out. It's just life happens, bro. Oh, that's a GTR, by the way. Yeah, I can't flip the camera, so regardless, so life happens. So I've moved to Australia last year, and till September or October, I was pretty much in control of most of the things. But then, you know, we as human beings, as much as we want ourselves to run an autopilot to get things done, there will be a point where we're like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? And that happened. Um, so things happen, life happened. It's hard to be consistent, honestly, when you're away from home and you have to take care of your own things. Uh, it's just when you're it's kind of funny because people say, you if you're physically fit, if you're physically exercising and everything, that will help you become mentally healthy. But honestly, without, it's kind of weird. It's really hard to get that start. It's really hard for me to go back to the point where I was training 3 or 4 times a day, and it's not even the part-time jobs and studies and all these things. Yeah, I'm in my final year, so I do have to spend more time applying for jobs, finding jobs, maybe going for some events, working on my resume, doing my project, stuff like that. But I used to manage all of this a lot, right? And I was still able to go to the gym, do everything. But these days, it just doesn't happen. It's hard. Yeah, so it's really hard. So it's I don't really know if this is us as human beings getting lazy when we don't feel motivated. But even then, personally, I have all the reasons to go train like the way that I used to because I've seen the results of, I look like shit these days. I don't really have. I'm not really muscular as I used to be. I'm really skinny. I'm really lean. I honestly don't really like the way that I look. And I know the benefits. I know how to train. I know everything. And I have everything. I can make time if I want. But I still don't. I would rather just sit down, uh, you know, play video games, which I used to do. I used to play video games and go to the gym and study, and I used to do all of that. But these days, I'm like, no, I would rather do something else, or rather just, you know, stay in bed, bro. Um, it's just frustrating. Um, so, and I know for a matter of fact, just take discipline because if I go to the gym for 4 times a week, if I do that for 2 weeks, that becomes a routine. And I really do believe habits and routines are what builds, what makes something consistent. So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna document myself going to the gym at least 4 times a week. And I'm gonna put it on Instagram, so that you guys can just follow what I'm doing and hold me accountable. Um, Hopefully, it inspires some people as well. When I say life happens, the problem is, okay, think about it. For the people who have never been to the gym, I'm just taking gym as an example. Okay, it could be anything, uh, like any routine or habit or anything. For somebody who has never been to the gym, there's nothing for them to lose. But for me, I had everything to lose, and I lost everything. I lost most of the things that I hold, and I still don't feel like going in. Still don't feel like training, right? And I feel like the thing is, no matter how well you try to plan it, how hard you try to avoid it or do it or manage it, that you will reach a point where you do have to go through a phase where you're working, part-time jobs like you're in a relationship, you're managing friendships, You're away from home. You don't have your office call. You don't have your mom. You don't have your dog. You don't have your friends. You don't have your own bedroom. You don't have your own computer. You don't have your own stuff. You don't have your own car. You know, and any one of those things you could handle at once. But when all these things comes at you together, um, all at once, it's kind of it gets compounded. It's pretty hard to manage. If that makes any sense. It's more of like trying to figure out how to manage everything, and this has been 8 months, maybe 1 year, but it's just a lot. So here's the thing: why is it so hard for people to just go to the gym and do this shit? It's not that you don't want to do it. It's not that you're incapable of doing it. It's not that you don't have the things that you need to do it. It's more of like, I don't know, but it's more of like you have your life going on, and sometimes it's just not easy. I don't have a tangible explanation because I'm not a lazy person, but this that's kind of, I used to be the guy who used to say, yeah, you need to be lazy, so just go and do this well. And I don't know what to say now, but I'm not gonna give in. I'm just trying to, and I personally understood there's no point fighting it or figuring this out. It's more like you will go through it, so just get it done and have your own set of morals and values and rights and wrongs, and have something to fall back on and just go through that and have a spine to fall back in. As long as you don't feel like you're doing something bad and drifting off and losing yourself, just keep going. That's just what I'm going to try to do. Yeah.